So hello everyone. Welcome if you are new to the channel, and welcome back if you love me. I love you too. We're here for some late night tarot to reach you in divine time whenever you are meant to catch it. I was got to do my astro dice, so we're gonna roll. See what sign Spirit has a message for. Pisces. It is your day. Congratulations, Pisces. Let's see what other placements may be significant with this. Might be super significant if you've got a Pisces midheaven or Neptune on the midheaven. Definitely Pisces energy. For sure, because Neptune came out, and that's Pisces ruler. And then, of course, we've got the 10th house. So 10th house's natural ruler is Capricorn. So Capricorn may also be significant for you. All right. So you are a Pisces midheaven. You are a Gemini rising. You could also be a Cancer rising like me, depending on the Placidus, right? Because I'm a Pisces midheaven, but I'm a Cancer rising, and that's just because of Placidus. So we're going to get into the message. What deck, Spirit? Field Tarot. Animal Spirit. Prism Tarot. Energy Alignment. Harrow. Of course, Harrow. Of course, Harrow. So we're going to start with that. And then we'll see where it takes us. I think I'll use the Animal Spirit as a clarifying energy for that. And I'll use my energy alignment cards for that. I would have been on sooner, but I caught 𝐷 live on Facebook. And I don't always catch her live, but when I do, I buy her shit. So I totally got sucked into Stephanie and her 𝐷 crystal lives and got myself some cool stuff. So we're here now in divine time for whoever needs it, whenever you need it. Let's see what message Spirit would have for Pisces. Pisces, you could have any Pisces placement that's significant. It could be in any of your major placements. It could be your Sun, Moon, Rising, Jupiter, Venus, Mars, Saturn, North Node, South Node. It could be any of those things. Lilith has been in this conversation. She could have a Lilith in Pisces. All right. If you've got a significant placement in Pisces, this will be for you. And if you don't have any Piscean placements, but you do have it on your midheaven, or you have Neptune in the 10th, this will also be significant for you. All right. Or Neptune in Capricorn, for that matter. You might have Neptune in Capricorn. All right. So what is going on? What is going on for those who would be drawn to this message and need this message when they get it? What do they need to know? Okay. Cards are coming right out. All right, that feels good. I've got enough cards. All right. Interesting. Bottom of the deck is the hidden truth. There is a magician on the card, so it might be really significant if you are a Gemini rising with a Pisces midheaven. And we've got the juggler on top. All right. outside of that, let me show you all the cards. Get my cardboard up here. We've got the Bear. It's a Strength card. The Teamster is a Constitution card. We got the Paladin that came out reversed. It's also a Strength card. And the Rabbit, which is a Dexterity card. So these are the 4 main cards. And I was not guided to separate them. So this could just be all one energy. You'll have to take it how it resonates with you. Trust your intuition, trust your discernment. All right. I'm just a voice box. So here we go. First, let's get to the top and bottom of the deck. All right, the Juggler was on top. So this is something that you would be aware of. Okay, something that you are consciously aware of, thinking about or acting on. All right, something you're conscious of. It's a chaotic good card. It represents fate, the gods, or those who play with the lives and destinies of others. If this titanic juggler can keep up his rhythm, he will achieve his goals. If he falters, tragedy and failure are assured for those whose lives he's meddled in. So the immediate feeling I got is someone who, because it is chaotic good, it's not necessarily, it's not lawful good, okay, but it's chaotic, which kind of implies their own moral code and compass that they believe they're doing the right thing. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are. It just means they believe it, okay, that it is good for them or that the cause that they're choosing is good. But it could also kind of, it's kind of giving me like savior vibes. So someone may feel like they're doing a lot of good in the lives of other people. But they may be more of an enabler or a crutch type energy and not realize it. They may have a lot of different people's lives in their hands and be putting a lot of importance on themselves as like a keystone, right? The person that's holding it all together. So that might be the vibe of whoever this reading is about, that they have this idea that they're really important and that people depend on them and the things that they're doing for said people are good. All right. And I do feel like it's a group. It's more than one person. So it could be a work dynamic. It could be a family dynamic, right? Where there's like your partner or kids and things like that involved, or, you know, multiple people in a family. Like if you're taking care of, you know, your elderly parents or whatever the case may be. Okay. But it definitely feels like someone who is taking on a lot. This might also, too, I just got pinged to it because Capricorn is Saturn, and Saturn's in Pisces. It just started retrograding now in the actual timing of things. So this could definitely just be a collective message on the whole, to be completely honest. But yeah, there's definitely this idea that someone is doing a lot of good, being the keystone for a lot of people, which honestly, it puts them under a lot of pressure. Right, that is someone who is putting themselves under a lot of pressure. The hidden truth on the bottom is an intelligence card. Okay, and it's lawful good. So this is high order. Okay, high order. It symbolizes the ability to see past the obvious and the banal to a greater truth within. Sometimes this discovery is an esoteric one. Sometimes it's a literal find, such as an item revealed within a room. Regardless, it is a card with the power to reveal secrets. The Survivor is under that, and the Rakshasa is under that with the Demon's Lantern. and the theater. So listen, we just had a conversation this week with the weekly duality report. And the guidance was revelation. And so there's always a person's personal truth, and then there is the high truth, divine truth, the capital T truth, right? So the juggler is acting in alignment with their personal truth, but there's the divine's truth, okay? And I think that this might be a revelation that someone is coming to, that they might think that they're doing a lot of good. And other people, right, may consider it good. You know, like, oh, you're taking care of them, or, oh, you're doing this for all these people. You're such a good person. But the truth of it all is that they may actually be hindering someone's healing, right? Because we were talking about when people hold on, right, to someone else. Like if you were to picture someone is fallen down a hole, but someone reached on and grabbed them, and now they're just hanging by that person in the hole. And the other person is like sprawled out on the ground, like holding them, but they can't necessarily pull them up, and the other person's not necessarily climbing up either. And so they've reached this stagnant stalemate where one person is holding on and keeping the other from hitting rock bottom. And in the meantime, they can't move. But it's draining, right? Like they're using all of their strength to keep this person from falling, but ultimately the person has to fall. They have to fall. You know, they have to be able to allow help to come in to save this person from their bottom, and or this person has to climb their way out or find a way out. You know, it's on them. It's their journey. It's their highest good path, or they wouldn't have fallen down the hole to begin with, right? There's a lesson to be learned about holding on to people that need you to save them, but can't actually be saved. It's not meant for you to save them, right? And so there's this revelation taking place, and it's coming out in the reading. So there's something being revealed about a higher truth going up against someone's personal truth. So there could be some conflicts within the self, because the personal truth in conflict with the divine's truth is going to cause what is essentially a war within the self, right? Someone believes that this is what they're meant to be doing, but it's not what they're meant to be doing. And so even though they're doing a lot of good, it doesn't feel good, right? The divine feminine energy within themselves is going to be saying, hey, like, I know you think, right? Masculine energy, I know you think you're doing good, but it doesn't feel good to be doing it. So it's not in alignment, right? And this is the conflict that someone may be having, because they're trying to do what is against the highest good to do. So something is being revealed. I do feel like it's a truth in some which way, shape, or form, because someone either cannot be saved the way they are attempting to save them, or someone is unwilling to be saved, and they're literally just preventing or escaping their healing process by hanging on to someone who is convinced it is in their highest good to save them, you know? So as we get into the other four cards out here, we have the Bear, the Teamster, the Paladin, and the Rabbit Prince. So the Bear is a neutral. It's a neutral energy. Okay. It's pure strength. People often make the mistake of thinking the bear can be tamed or trained. When someone believes he has the bear under control, that person eventually learns the error of their ways. Brute force might be required here, but the consequences of its use might be severe. So this is someone who is strong-willed and is probably up against someone who is equally strong-willed, but in a different way. Like one person might be very strong in holding this person from falling. But the other person might be equally as strong or stubborn in that they won't let go because this person can hold them. They believe this person can deal with it, can carry it. And so, you know, if you were to try and force this person and let them go, like, please fall, you know, they're like, no, and they're holding on, you know, they're not letting go. You can't shake this person off, you know, they're clinging. So I feel like there may be a situation where you have two very strong wills where they're in misalignment, but there's this inability or unwillingness to detach from the karma that it essentially is, right? Whatever the lesson is. The Teamster is the second card. It is also a neutral card. Okay. The Teamster is a driving external force that keeps the subject going no matter what. This force can be physical or mental, as a person who exhorts others to continue on when they have no more strength to give. The force can be for good or ill, but it cannot be ignored. The half-orc depicted is leading a life of constant toil, but for his own betterment. Right? And you can see the orc here. They have this little teeny figure, this smaller person, just running them around, right? They're being lashed and all kinds of things, like do as you're told. You have no other options. They're a forceful energy. And I think that's what I was picking up on. Like, you have someone who believes that they're doing good, right? And they're with someone who is essentially whipping them. It's an energetic whip. And someone may look at the situation from the outside and be like, yeah, that person's whipped. Like, that's what that means. Like, this person will do everything and anything for someone else because they believe they're doing good. And the other person is completely taking advantage of their strength. They're completely taking advantage of their strength and not going through their own healing process, right? They're not figuring out what they have to do in life on their own. They're bringing the stronger person down in their energy. They're really bringing them down in their energy. The Paladin in the reverse. Paladin in the reverse. It's a lawful good card, which flipped inside the opposite energy would be more aligned with chaotic evil. In the upright, it symbolizes standing strong in the face of adversity. The Paladin does not back down under any circumstances. It usually indicates the need to stay the course or do what it usually indicates the need to stay the course or one that knows what is right, even if it takes a heavy toll. In misalignment, the course could be foolhardy. So whoever the strong person is, they're not backing down no matter what. Like, they are 100% convinced that their strength is enough to keep going and that they're willing to stay the course because they believe it's right, even though it is taking a heavy toll on them. And because it's misaligned, it's foolhardy. It's futile. What they are striving for, what they are using all of their strength for, is pointless. It's pointless. There's no progress that's actually being made. None. So they think that they could hold this person forever and that eventually it's going to work out and things will improve, or this person will get better or whatever, or we'll be able to, get them out of the hole. But that's not the path. Whoever the strong individual is, they're not meant to pull this person out of the hole, or they would have already. You know, if you think about it, if that person were to continue hanging on to the person in the hole and not move and say, it's okay, we're going to get you out of here, we're going to get you out of this hole, but they're not strong enough to get them out of it, and the person's not doing anything to get further up, like they're just holding on, they're not climbing out or trying to get themselves out at all, or they can't. Eventually the person who is laying there on the ground, like, they're both going to get tired, they're both going to be starved, they're both going to be thirsty, like they will literally run themselves to the point that holding on is no longer possible, because there is literally no strength left. It's just that someone believes they could hold on. Like, someone really does. I feel like someone really is convinced that if they just stay strong, eventually they'll be able to figure it out and get out of the situation that they're in. But they can't. Right. But they can't. Not with that card misaligned. Now, the Rabbit Prince is chaotic neutral. And it's a quirky fellow who represents the vagaries of hand-to-hand combat. The prince is battle personified and nothing if not capricious. As his broken sword symbolizes, any combatant can fall in battle, no matter how brave or skilled. This card sometimes stands for younger members of royalty or other powerful households. Hand to hand, right? And we're talking about these two people like holding on. Yeah, this person is convinced, right? Battle personified. And he may fall in battle. You know, the broken sword symbolizes that anybody can fall in battle, no matter how brave or skilled. I think someone is going to end up taking a huge loss. I'm not going to lie. This energy, and if you have strong Pisces energy, or you are a Pisces midhaven, or you do have Neptune in Capricorn, or Neptune on the 10th, or this is just resonating with you in divine time because of the alignments going on in the cosmos right now, especially reflecting with Saturn going retrograde in Pisces. You have to understand, if you are considering yourself a strong person, like you could hold up the weight of someone else, like this is the divine's intervention giving you a message that you really, really, really need to let go of this idea that you are not valuable unless you are martyring yourself for something. You've convinced yourself that what you're doing is good, but you're not actually helping said person, not because what you're doing is not helpful with the right kind of person, but you are literally trying to help the wrong person. You're trying to help the wrong person. Okay. That's why you have this inner conflict going on. This is why you have this inner conflict going on. You think you're doing the right thing, but on some deep level, you know you are not doing the highest good thing. Okay. Let me get an animal spirit card as a clarifier for this energy. The gazelle. The gazelle. What else? The black egg. And the camel. Frog is on bottom. This is the point. Like, someone needs to embrace love energy. Someone needs to embrace the rain. They're just too proud. The peacock's on top. Someone is loving someone who doesn't who doesn't love themselves or love them back. I mean, how could they love someone back if they don't love themselves, you know? Whatever this is, the gazelle with the black egg and the camel, it's high fire. I've got 2 fire cards and ether. Okay. I feel like the camel might be the strong person. Someone who's got these reserves of love that they've accrued to give the gazelle. But with the black egg, it's unfortunate because this is a hard lesson. The gazelle is fast. They flee at the sight of something intimidating or threatening. I almost feel like someone is... It's almost like if you drop me, I'll die at the bottom of the hole, and it'll be all your fault. You know, it's like that kind of energy. Like if the strong person is holding them and keeping them from falling down the hole, and they're dangling there, the person might feel super strong and be tired and want to let go and say, it's okay. Like, I'll find help. Like, someone will come and help you, you know, just hang tight. And the other person's like, don't you dare let me go. I'm not going to make it if you let me go. I'm not going to make it. And so the strong person continues to hold on because the guilt, the worry that someone wouldn't make it without them, like that's the energy that I was pulling up on, that keystone energy. Someone is like, if you don't hang on to me, I'm going to fall apart. I'm going to fail. My life is going to be ruined. I'll never be able to bounce back from it. You're going to ruin my life if you leave. I'm not strong like you. And so they're just using someone's strength. They're using someone's strength because they don't want to face their rock bottom. They don't want to face their rock bottom and figure out themselves or their life. And so they've convinced the stronger person to hold on because it's all their fault. If their life is in shambles and their life is ruined and they lose everything or they go through, you know, devastation, it's all your fault. And if these other people suffer with me, like especially if there is like kids or family involved or, you know, a workplace involved, like everybody's going to suffer. If you leave now, everything is going to fail and it's going to be all your fault because you weren't strong enough to hold it. And they're neglecting to see the pain and the suffering in the strong person holding something they were never truly meant to hold. Okay? Someone's using someone. Someone is being used. And I can't help but feel like, because the Teamster is about, you know, the betterment of the orc, like it's suffering for their betterment. I feel like this might, I mean, this is really karmic. Someone is definitely whipped. And it's because they have lessons about their own value their own worthiness. They might have abandonment wounds, which is why they're connecting with such a person who is putting this fear of abandonment and failure in them. If you leave me, I'll never make it. And it's almost like this person's inner conversation with the divine. Like, if I leave my old self, if I let this person go, this person who has to be the strong one and carry everybody and put all that pressure on myself, if I let go of the savior mentality, the strong, powerful, I can do it, I can handle it facade, if I let it go, I don't know who I am. I'm going to crash and crumble. I don't know who I am. I've been this person for so long that I don't even remember who I was before I was holding on to this person and making them the most important part of my life, that I have to sacrifice everything else to hold this person. You know, if I had friends, I had to sacrifice my friends. If I have, you know, money, I have to sacrifice all my money. If I had family, I have to sacrifice all my family. If I have love elsewhere in the world, I have to sacrifice it because I have to hold this person. Because they don't know how to let go of their own mask. They don't know how to let go of their wounds. All right, let's get an idea of what the energy alignment is that's going on right now, what the light and the shadow is. So whoever this strong person is, they are in their light. They're capable of great strength. But they're learning a lesson in, like, it's sympathetic understanding. It's sympathetic understanding. The shadow of vindictive came out in the reverse. And so this may have been a vindictive person, someone who got involved with whoever is holding on to them out of spite. There may have been something vindictive about it. They were trying to hurt somebody else, but in the reality of it all, Spirit is having them understand maybe what it was like for someone else to try and hold them. Like the amount of strength it must have taken for someone to hold them. Like they are in a position where they are being strong and holding everything and everybody up. And without them, it's going to fall apart. But that's because they may have been with someone in the past that was holding them up. And then they got upset or hurt when said person finally let them go to hit their rock bottom. And that's where this person's at. This strong person is actually in their rock bottom. They're in their rock bottom. Yeah, abandonment wounds. I shit you not. Self-sabotaging. Told you, it's abandonment wounds. All right. They don't know what loyalty is. Loyalty to the self. Because that's the opposite side of the card. It's a heart chakra card. It's green. It's about the self. Self-love. They don't know what it's like to love themselves. They most likely did have someone even stronger than them holding them at some point, and someone let them go so that they could hit their rock bottom, and that's where they're at, and they have to figure their way out of it. They have to figure their way out of it. The reality was someone else was holding on to them at some point and let them go because it was too much. Like they didn't want to heal. Like they're in the same situation. Yeah, growth oriented came out sideways. The other side is excuses. This is definitely someone who is making excuses not to grow, but they're supposed to be growth oriented. That's the whole point of the journey, right? Hey, Pam Bear, how you doing? It's lovely to see you. Yeah, this person is supposed to be focusing on their growth. And if they saw the mirror of it all, like they're going through what someone else went through. They're holding on like to someone because someone else was holding on to them. It's someone that refused to heal. Like they refused to heal. And now they're with somebody who's refusing to heal. They're trying to keep someone from falling, just like someone else was trying to keep them from falling. And so it's karma. It's karma. Yeah, correct mistakes. Correct mistakes is on the top. It's a harmony card. The bottom is stubbornness and resistant to change. So whoever this person is, they need to correct their errors. They probably need to let whoever they're holding on to fall and hit their rock bottom. They have to go through their own healing, and they most likely have to correct the mistakes that they made now that they understand what it must have been like to be someone else trying to hold them. How much pain it must have put someone through. How much anxiety or worry or pressure it put on someone to hold all of the weight because they refused to see. They refused to heal, right? We were talking about the difference between personal truth and divine truth. Someone's unwilling to see the divine truth right now, and they are most definitely at a rock bottom, and they are honest to God meant to go back and correct the mistake that they made with whoever was holding them at some point. Like, I'm so sorry I made you hold me. The strength that you put in to the point that you literally couldn't anymore. I'm so sorry. Like, there has to be a correction made. There has to be a correction made, because if the correction is not made, if this quote unquote strong person doesn't let go of whoever it is that is holding on to their energy and making them feel guilty, if you leave me, it's all going to fall apart. I'm going to take everybody from you. Even, like, if you let me go, I'm going to take everybody from you. Everybody's going to hate you for leaving me. You were supposed to be the strong one. You were supposed to hold everything up. And if you leave me, I'm going to make everybody hate you. It's like someone is going to have to start over entirely. And they might have done that to someone else, especially if they were bitter or pissed or vindictive because whoever was the strong one in their life let them go. When they realized they couldn't fix this person, they couldn't save this person. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter how strong the person is. It doesn't matter how right they are, right? Even the Rabbit Prince was talking about, it doesn't matter how brave or skilled or strong you are in combat. Like, it doesn't matter. People take losses because other people don't actually want to heal. They want to make excuses, and they want to distract themselves, and they want to pretend like they're doing good when they're suffering. And it's because there's some kind of avoidance there. There is an abandonment wound there that needs to heal. And the abandonment, even though it may have originally been taught to them by other people, right? Their devaluing may have been taught to them by other people. At the end of the day, like, they're abandoning their highest self. It's self-abandonment. The abandonment wound is self-abandonment. When you abandon your higher self, your higher path, your growth. When you don't correct your mistakes. That is when you abandon the self. When you say, well, then I give up on myself. I'm going to focus on healing them instead. I can't heal myself. I'll never change. I'm going to focus on healing them instead. And what happens is they connect with someone whose energy is worse than theirs, and putting them in a situation to learn inside the mirror of it all. Like, this person might have never realized that when whoever they were involved with that had originally let them go, they might have never thought in a million years that they would end up being put in a situation to find out what it must have been like to be in their shoes, that they would become that person, that they would understand that person differently because now they are that person. Whoever was holding on to them and being strong, and how painful it was, that stuck around anyway for the longest time. Like, they might have never thought in a million years that they would end up becoming that person involved with someone else, So, yeah. And they've completely convinced themselves that they're doing a good thing by holding with this person and keeping them from falling. But the reality is, this person that they're holding will never heal if they're not allowed to hit their bottom, if they're not allowed to go down into their darkest place and find their light. Just like the universe is attempting with this person, because whoever this quote unquote strong person is, they are 100% inside their rock bottom right now. Whoever was holding on to them, let them go, and they are in their rock bottom with whoever they're dealing with. This is their all-time low. They might have thought they've been low before. This is their all-time low. What is going on? We have Temperance in the reverse. Yeah, refusing to alchemize. It's a refusal to heal, inability to see the value of the situation, right? That Spirit would put them in a situation of understanding. Yeah, Prince of Cups, introspection. I shit you not. I shit you not. Someone is refusing to go in. They're refusing to see their own feminine energy. They're not in touch with their own feminine energy. They're not listening to their yin. The fact that it doesn't feel good. The mind needs to slow down. The mind needs to slow down and reflect. Yeah, the Three of Wands and the Five of Discs. It's a vision of destitution. This is the journey. Three of Wands is a journey card. They're destitute. They're destitute. Clarities, please. Yeah, the Death card. At some point, this person's going to keep going until they break. They're going to break. Their belief system. The Hierophant. They got to find the divine. They got to find the divine and start visualizing what success looks like. They've got to give their own yin, their own feminine energy, the victory. Yeah, they have to make a decision. They're at a crossroads with their own destitution. Bottom of the deck is Justice, strong Libran energy. Could have Taurus, 12th house. Sagittarius could be significant. And the Ten of Swords, that is Jupiter and Gemini. This is despair. It's despair and self-betrayal. And despair came out in the weekly duality report. If you haven't caught that message for the week of the 29th, June 29th to July 5th, you should catch it. Strong Libra, Jupiter and Gemini. We've got Taurus out here, Scorpio, Sag out here as well. You can have Saturn in any of those signs, or they could be your 12th house ruler, especially with the dice. Midhavens. Yeah, this is karma for someone's self-sabotage. This is karma for someone's self-betrayal. Someone refused to heal, and so they're putting all of their strength, all of it, into trying to save someone else, to be important. Like they're trying, right? That trying bullshit word. They're trying to be important, and yet they are the least important person in their life. They are the least important person in their life. They are the last on their priority list and the last on everybody else's priority list, if they make the priority list at all. This person has deemed themselves completely insignificant. Everything they're doing is futile. Everything. They're inside their darkest space. What is the highest potential outcome, Spirit, please? What is the most likely outcome? What is the most likely outcome? With the situation. Six of Lightning. It's a good start. Three of Lightning. That's the Three of Wands. That's the journey. The Queen of Swords wanted to show itself, but it went back in. We'll see if it comes back out. Ten of Gems. Legacy. And the Seven of Lightning, defense. Clarities, please. The Tower. I had a feeling that was going to come out. Give me one more. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Swords, out twice now. Top is the Four of Lightning, Homecoming. Ultimately, the victory is over the Five of Gems, which is the Five of Pentacles, right? The destitution energy that came out here, it's here. There is a victory over that energy, the crossroads that said person is at. They're going to have a victory over it because the journey is going, the divine's going to bring in a tower. It's complete upheaval, right? It's upheaval. The divine's going to intervene. Like when we talk about numerology, the 16 is the 1 and the 6, which results in a 7. 1 is initiation or spark, with 6, which is unconditional love. So there's an initiation of unconditional love to the 7, which is divine miracle and divine intervention. That's what the Tower is. It's divine intervention. It's when the universe says, you cannot continue doing this. This path has gone as far as it can go and something needs to give, right? There's the revelation. There's the revelation. Lots of lightning here. Legacy and the Hermit in reverse. The Ten of Gems with Seek Truth on the bottom. I think this is the releasing of seeking, right? Where someone is doing the inner work, the shadow work, and shining light in their darkest places, because that's where the Hermit goes. The Hermit goes into the darkest places and shines light in there to find the wounds, right? The snakes, if you think about traditional Rider-Waite and different cards that depict a hermit, you know, he's shining his light and there's always a snake in the grass that's being found. I feel like with the Legacy card here, the Ten of Gems, I think the manifestation ultimately is going to bring this person out of their dark night. That they're no longer seeking truth because they realize it. I think that's a lot of what the Tower is going to do. And I think they're finally going to come to their own defense, right? The Seven of Lightning, and get out of the Four of Swords, which is kind of like a mental, it's a mental energy where someone is checking out or they're sleeping, right? Because you can see the bed is on the card. Traditionally, it's shown as a coffin. I feel like someone is waking up and coming to their own defense. That is the most likely path. With the Four of Wands on top and curiosity, with the Hanged One underneath, surrender. If this is a high soul contract, a high soul contract. Look at these two cards, right? Whatever is broken is going to be removed, and the new is going to be achieved. Wherever someone is meant to be, that's where they're going to end up. This sense of home. Who feels like home. What feels like, it's reminding me of that card in Louise Hay, where is that deck? The Power Thought cards. There's a mantra in here, an affirmation, and it says, my home is a peaceful haven. I feel like whoever this person is, at some point in their journey, is going to have the revelation and attempt to correct the mistakes that they made at some point after the Tower, whatever the Tower is. I feel like they're going to start making moves to become healthy, energetically healthy, given they might be coming off of a completely clean slate or fresh slate, because if they hit rock bottom, they probably lost everything and everyone. With the revelation, right, with the Tower, I feel like it's going to wipe out whatever quote unquote path or legacy they were attempting to create in order to realign them with their highest one. Someone's been really stubborn, really stubborn and resistant. I feel like this is someone who is truly authentic in their own right. And they're finding themselves. I think they were always meant to find themselves. I think whoever let them go to hit their rock bottom, that was the best thing that person could have done for them. Because I don't think this person would have ever healed if they didn't. Someone had to let them go, had to let them hit their rock bottom, had to let them go down their own authentic path, had to let them figure out what was going on inside their darkness, had to let them figure out how to get out of their own hole without taking other people down. Like, someone had to figure out their strength to see what they're truly capable of in their light so that they can give it to the right person. And the right person is probably whoever let them go, which is where the correcting of the mistakes comes in. They were always meant to give their best, to give their strength to someone who wasn't trying to bring them down, but who was walking with them, who was strong enough to carry them. You know, someone where the strength was reciprocal and not one way. At some point, the most likely path for this person is going to be to correct their mistakes. It's not going to come without a Tower, though, because this person is super stubborn and resistant. They do have abandonment wounds, and they are absolutely convinced that what they're doing is right, but that's just their personal truth. It's not the high truth. They're in the middle of karma. They're in the middle of karma. Let's pull a guidance card. No, let's go with that. Let's go with the Power Thought cards by 𝐬𝐤𝐶𝐬𝐬. What power thought would you like to leave the collective with, please, Spirit? I've got all is well. Ooh, I've got a couple. All is well in my world. As I say yes to life, life says yes to me. The backs, it says, everything is working out for my highest good. Out of this situation, only good will come. I am safe. Life mirrors my every thought. As I keep my thoughts positive, life brings to me only good experiences. These are positive affirmations that you can keep in mind and repeat to yourself as you need them to help you out of the hole, to help you out of the hole. The top of the deck is I forgive myself. That's going to be big. I forgive myself. It says, as I forgive myself, I leave behind all feelings of not being good enough, and I am free to love myself. That's such a big deal, guys. That is such a big deal. The bottom of the deck, I am at peace with my age. It's never too late. It's never too late. It says each age has its own special joys and experiences. I am always the perfect age for where I am in life. We were talking about Lilith. And it's like, what if Adam, instead of creating Eve, what if he let Eve go and realized that Eve was just something he created in his mind as a distraction from his healing with Lilith? What if Adam changed the story after all of these millennia and decided he was going to go have a conversation with Lilith and reconcile and not see her as a demon, but as someone who loved him and was trying to help him the whole time? That she was wrongfully demonized because he needed to heal and he wasn't ready. Like, that's what this energy is. This is Adam letting go of Eve, letting go of the distraction, seeing it for what it is, an excuse to pour all of their best love and energy into the wrong person, when it was Lilith the whole time, who was always meant to be that person for him, always meant to be the counterpart, the true counterpart, the divine created counterpart. It was always Lilith. Adam just wasn't ready. And so down the hole Adam went. And Adam has been at rock bottom with Eve for a very long time. What if Adam finally said enough and decided he was going to heal and embrace Lilith as an equal, someone who is knowledgeable and intuitive in her own right, who loves him and sees what he doesn't, that they're perfect counterparts. That's this energy. So as hard as a reading this was to give, if that's the outcome, then maybe in the end, all of the pain and the suffering, the torment of the self over lifetimes, if in the end Adam and Lilith can reconcile and go back to the paradise with each other, well, then it was all worth it. Then it was all worth it. That was what was meant to be the entire time. They were always meant that. They were always meant for that. All right, then. That's where I'm going to leave it. Until we next see each other. Take care.